It's Henry Sokolski. I want to welcome you all to this event. I am still blinking in astonishment that everybody is here so early and that so many of you have decided to come. In exchange, I think we have an outstanding roundtable group here. No keynotes. The government wouldn't cooperate. I could tell you about all the people who wanted to come and who were ready to come, but I don't think that would be very interesting. I'm going to say a few words, and then we'll go around the room, and I'll ask you to just do one thing besides turning off your phone, which I'll do right now. And that is, give me your name and your affiliation. Please do not tell me why you're interested in this topic or what your favorite color is, or we'll never get around the table. You'll notice that there is a concordance where you can look at people's faces and say, oh, I want to talk to that person. I believe, is there something else here? Leah?
Yes.
One of my center's enablers. Do we have a listing of the names and any contact information, or did we decide against it? Okay, I think what we did is, if you worked for the government, we kept your specifics off.
Yes. There should be a participants list in your packet based on the chair.
But everyone else is fair game. So if you look at a name, you look at someone saying something, you want to get in touch with them, chances are you have everything you need to do that. Okay. Few comments. This is part of a larger project my center is doing. Of course, most important, this is a project that the American Bar Association is doing with the center, or I should say maybe the other way around. We're doing it with the ABA. Who knows? But we're doing it together. And there are three big topics. This is just one. Space, the production of fissile material and the laws associated with that. And there are some. People have forgotten what they are, but we're going to get back to them. And then the world on missiles, fast missiles, stealthy missiles, little missiles, big missiles. Everybody's going to have them. What does that world look like? Do you want to have any new rules? Okay, so space. A few comments. I recently visited someone who was very senior in the administration, political, very clever fellow, very amusing, a lot of fun to talk to. And he had worked at Homeland Security. And he found himself working in a senior post at the State Department. And I had to ask, I said, so what's the difference? He said, oh, well, over at Homeland Security, everything was arms and legs. We have infinite amount of arms and legs. And then he paused and said, but no brain. We got a lot done. It was exciting. I'm not sure if we did the right thing. I said, in state? He said, oh, can't do anything. No arms, no legs, just a brain. Now, I thought that was interesting for us to think about, because there's a lot of discussion now about getting new arms, nuclear and non-nuclear, and getting new legs to deliver missiles mostly, but other things as well. But you don't hear too many people talk about the brain. Last night, someone senior in the department came over, and we were talking, a group of us, about things dealing with Korea, and he said, oh, well, space is very sensitive, very leveraged. The best course is to be silent. Now, having worked in the executive, That seems to be the genius of the entire branch, which is if you keep it secret, we'll be fine. Go away. I think just your appearance here and the genius of this effort is to suggest that's not a complete thought for a couple of reasons, and then we'll go around the room. First, the subject matter that we're going to be talking about is already something that we are forced to talk about in negotiations. The lawyers have made us talk. We don't have a choice. We have to actually say things about this subject. Number one. And we're in a competition with other people, the Russians and Chinese and other people who have thoughts on this, and they're talking. The other is that actually you may have to have public positions and transparency to avoid what I would describe as a space 1914. And if anybody knows any history, part of the reason we think we got into that war, we're still trying to figure it out, is there wasn't sufficient transparency about first principles and the relationships and what countries were going to do if certain red lines were crossed. And then finally, and why this is a non-proliferation topic, could it be that nuclear deterrence is going to take a back seat in the future to deterrence with regard to who can threaten each other's brain and nervous system, eyes and ears for their nuclear and non-nuclear systems? I would submit that that's a real possibility. Okay, let's go around the room.